Hello everyone, happy weekend, and I hope you're good. I hope you had a great week. I hope you had a great second week of the month that we just ended. So we're about to begin the third week of the month. So we give thanks to the Lord for the week and for his blessings and his protection and safety. So for the new week, so jump right into the video for our weekly review and what price did for the second week. So you can see the second week we had CPI week for the second week of the month, and Monday excuse me, Monday there was no news, Tuesday there was no news, and Wednesday was the main event for the week, CPI news on for USD. Think about Togo on euro and pound. Let's see. So okay, that's more like it then. Maybe phrase. So Monday we had Euro bank holiday for Monday. Tuesday there was no news. Wednesday was the main event for the week, CPI. So I wasn't trading on Monday. On Tuesday I wasn't trading at all. So I was waiting for the news to hit the markets. CPI news. Then Thursday we have PPI. Then Friday we also have this news for USD. So the main news for the week was CPI on Wednesday. Now for the new week is FOMC week. As you can see, jam-packed with a lot of news events for the dollar. So Monday there's no news, Tuesday we have news, then Wednesday will be the main event day for the week, FOMC. So I'll sit on my hands on Monday, Tuesday, and wait for FOMC to hit the markets. Then Thursday and Friday should be my main trading days for the week. Although we have bank holiday for USD on Thursday, so this week I'll be very careful with the price because of the news events that will be affecting price. So let's head down to our chart and see what the dollar did. Pound, gold, Bitcoin, and euro. So this is June. This is the month of June for dollar. As you can see how the month of June started up consolidation. You can see how there was no price was finding it difficult to trade above this fair value gap. This candles high and this candles low represented this box right here. So with the month of June, the first week, NFP week, you can see how price was finding it very difficult to go above this fair value gap. Look at the midpoint of it and look at the bodies of the candle, all staying below the fair value gap, indicating what? Weakness in the dollar, right? Because remember my last video, I was telling you about April lows. I was wanting to see the dollar draw into these lows, which it did for this week. As you can see, Wednesday traded away from the fair value gap. Then Thursday takes out April lows. Then Friday, we had a retracement on Friday. This fair value gap with Tuesday's low and Thursday's high. So Friday traded into the fair value gap. Then close the week. So this is Monday, this is Tuesday, this is Wednesday, this is Thursday, and this is Friday. So this is what dollar did for the week. Now, for the new week, if the dollar will go lower than April lows and take out these lows as well. So I want to see this fair value gap hold price, then we'll go lower. If not, if dollar is intending on taking out all these highs, then I want to see this fair value gap act as what? Support to hold the dollar to go higher. Since we've taken out April lows, this is a major liquidity pool. So let's head down to the 4-hour time frame and see what the dollar did on the 4-hour time frame. So this is the daily fair value gap, that big fair value gap drawn on the daily time frame, and this is the one dollar was finding it difficult to go higher from. So you can see how the candles were going up and coming down, going in, and before you know, we had this displacement lower, then taking out previous week low for the first week of the month. This is the second week of the month. So this is the first week of the month, the low for the first week of the month. So we had dollar trading past previous week low. You can see how we traded previous week low with with speed and displacement, right? Taking out our April lows, and we had Friday retracing into that daily fair value gap. So let's head down to the 1 hour time frame and see what the dollar did in individual days of the week. So this is the hourly time frame for the dollar. So this week, this is CPI week for the dollar. This is Monday. Excuse me. This is Tuesday. So this is Wednesday. This is Thursday, and we have Friday here. So Monday, there was nothing. You can see how small the range is for Monday. Tuesday, I also have a small range, but Tuesday takes out Monday's high. So I was expecting Tuesday to actually take out the previous week high for NFP week that we have traded from. I just finished trading. This is NFP week, so you can see my lines here, right here. Week 1 NFP for June. So I was expecting dollar to take out previous week high, then we trade lower to take out the previous week low. So that was my expectation on dollar. But you see what dollar did. Let me zoom this in a bit so you can see this shit, right? So this is the dollar. That's better. So this is the dollar. This is the hourly time frame for the dollar. As I was saying, I was expecting the dollar to take out previous week high, but you can see how we take out Monday's high and the Friday's high with this line with Tuesday's price action, right? Then from there we put in the high of the week, then we started trading lower. Come Wednesday, look at what Wednesday did. Wednesday had found resistance at the lower half of that daily fair value gap, right? As you can see how Tuesday found support at the midpoint of it. We traded lower, then we found support at the low end of the daily fair value gap. Then Wednesday set the move for April lows to be run, April lows to be violated. So you see, Wednesday takes out both Monday's and Tuesday's low with, look at the way the low was taken. See that aggressive move. This CPI candle, 8 a.m. candle. So in our time, that should be, in Nigerian time, that should be 1. That should be 1. Yeah. 1 o'clock, yeah, our time. So we have Wednesday take out both Tuesday and Monday's low, then started repricing lower, takes out the previous week low. Then come Thursday, you can see, look at Thursday, look at what Thursday did. Thursday opened up, there's a gap right here. You can see this gap here. So the gap is called a new day opening gap. So at the open of Thursday, we had this gap. Then we had, see what Thursday did. Thursday run up into this gap. But look at the candle using the previous week low price as resistance. So if this candle had closed above this previous week low, then we might see a more deeper retracement into the fair value gap from the daily time frame, right? But look at what the candle did. Just left a week. Then look at the body closing below. Then we traded lower into our weekly target, April lows. Then we have Friday displacing higher. We have a turnaround on Friday. Still using that same gap as well here, resistance. Look at the midpoint of it, holding price. Then we trade lower again and close the week. So what am I expecting for the new week, which is FOMC week? So I want to see how price will interact with this daily fair value gap and as well this gap here that was used as resistance to go lower here. So I want to see what Monday will do, what Tuesday will do, and what FOMC will do as well. So as you can see how we waited for CPI to get released. Prior to CPI, you can see how the market was moving. There was no direction or whatsoever from Monday and Tuesday, but Wednesday we had a directional move. So the market was showing us, or giving us hints on where the draw is on liquidity, right? So yeah, Let me take this off. So this will be my new previous week high, and also this will stay as it seems, because this will be the high of the week coupled with this one. So that will be that for the dollar. Let's head down to another coin, another pair, and see what euro pound did. So this is pound USD. Pound USD. So as you can see, pound USD, we have been bullish. Pound USD have been using this weekly fair value gap as support to go higher. Then we see it retracing into it this week. This is Monday, this is Tuesday, this is Wednesday, this is Thursday, and this is Friday. So from Wednesday and Thursday, the dollar was bearish, and you can see the pound was bullish on what days? Wednesday and Thursday as well. So for trades or trade setup on pound, so you have to contrast what dollar is doing to pound. If the dollar is going lower, you want to see the pound going higher. If the dollar is going higher, you want to see the pound go lower. So pound takes out its previous month highs, May highs, from the CPI week prior to the new week. Then the new week, we found support at this fair value gap with Tuesday trading, with Tuesdays making the low of the week, while on dollar, Tuesday was making what? The high of the week on dollar. So with dollar confirming the move, then we'll have Wednesday for CPI day on pound trading higher. Then Thursday we trade higher as well to take out the previous week high from NFP week. Then the new week, I want to see what the pound will do. Although as you can see, there are no fair value gaps here from this expansion up for me to capitalize on the pound. But when we get to the euro, you see the difference. So for the week, the pound was a bit weak, because with dollar expanding lower, taking out April lows, I'd have loved to see dollar and pound take out these February highs from year 2022. So these highs, I think I've said something about these highs in the previous video. So for the new week, if this fair value gap will be used again for pound, we'll see. But I think this is another block that the pound is reacting from. You can see how this candle dipped into this last down close candle, right? So we'll see what pound will do. So let's head down to the 1 hour time frame and see what the pound did in its individual days of the week. So this is pound USD. So this is pound USD on the hourly time frame. So as you can see, prior to CPI news events, we have Monday, we have Tuesday, then we have Wednesday, we have Thursday, then we have Friday. I'll take this. CPI was Wednesday. So Thursday was PPI. So this is Monday. Monday takes out Friday's high. Then we trade lower, take out previous week low on pound. So you can see how weak the pound is, even though dollar didn't take out its own previous week high, but pound did take out its own previous week low. This is the low right here. So this is week 1's trading range for the pound, NFP week. This is the lowest low the NFP week came. So we have pound taking out the previous week low on Tuesday, then Wednesday it set the move to go higher. And what was the next target after the previous week low has been taken? Previous week high was the target for pound. Just like a pinball, going up down, up, down, taking out liquidity, taking out previous week days high, taking out previous week low, taking out previous week high, taking out the previous month's high, taking out the previous month's low, so on and so forth. So we have Wednesday expanding higher, and Thursday was a continuation for the dollar for pound. This low was taken, we had a reversal from this low to go higher. Then we had this breakout block right here. You can see how price uses it as well, support to go higher and take out previous week high, even though it was taken out by Friday, by Thursday's projection during what time? I think this is New York. Then we'll have another run up again during the night hours. Then we'll have this huge displacement lower. Then look at what Friday did. Friday takes out the Thursday low, then we trade higher into this huge hourly fair value gap. Then we'll close the week. Let's take this off. I don't think it's useful to me anymore. So this fair value gap here was used. That's for Monday, right? Boom, 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 boom. And I slide it throughout the week. So this is the pound for hourly time frame. So let's head down to another pair and see what we have going on euro. So this is the euro. So this euro, oh my god, this is muddy. Can I take this off? So this is euro, and look at what the euro did for the week. You can see how the euro expanded higher and takes out what? April highs, while the dollar takes out what? April lows. So euro was a perfect mirror opposite was a perfect opposite mirror image of the dollar, because the dollar takes out what? April highs and April lows, and we have pound. So we have euro takes out what? It's April highs. So this is Monday, Tuesday go down, takes out Monday's low. The low of the week has been put in. Then we have Wednesday expanding higher. Then we have Thursday, the day that dollar takes out its April lows. Then we have euro expanding higher as well. Then on Friday, retracement on Friday. We also see euro having a retracement low on Friday. Then hitting Wednesday's high as what? As support. Then we see the euro reacting from Wednesday's high. So now, as you can see, the pound expanded with literally no fair value gap, but you can see euro, we have a fair value gap right here. So this fair value gap will be important for FOMC week we're about to begin. So will this fair value gap hold price to go higher, or will the fair value gap fail for price to go lower and take out all these lows? Because we'll be consolidating right here. So we'll see. Let's go down to the 1 hour time frame and see what euro did for the week. So this is the euro hourly time frame for the week. So as you can see clearly, euro refused to take out its previous week low. What does that show? What does that mean? So it means the euro was not willing to go down lower than Monday's low that Tuesday has taken out. Then we'll see euro indeed going higher. But look at what pound did. What was pound doing on Tuesday? It was trading aggressively lower. So the pound was weak and the euro was really, really strong for the week. So better buys was on euro than pound for the week. So as you can see how the euro expanded higher, real higher, and take out April lows, April highs, April highs was taken out. So we have Monday. Monday takes out the NFP candle high. This is NFP candle for the previous week. So Monday takes out that high. Then we see Monday consolidating. Then we'll have Tuesday take out Monday's low. They found support inside this hourly small fair value gap that is right here. So we use that as support to go higher. We see Tuesday expanding higher, takes out Monday's high. That's a market structure shift. Then we see a retracement lower. Then Wednesday we have a continuation. Look at what CPI did. CPI candle, boom, hits the market. Let me take this off. So this will just show on the daily time frame. So maybe confusing as. So we have CPI, boom. Previous week high was the target. Then we hit that. Then PPI, come PPI, we see little retracement here. Then boom, takes out April highs. Then we have Friday trading lower using this fair value gap right here. Using this hourly fair value gap right here. So we use the hourly fair value gap and also found support at the previous week high to go higher on Friday for the euro. So now for the euro, I want to see that daily fair value gap being used as either support to go higher or resistance to go lower. So as you can see how the week opened from the first candle Sunday. So that's my price, my opening weekly price for the week. So if I'm bullish on the week, I want to see the low of the week form below the weekly open. As you can see, we had that here, taking out Monday's low, good. Then I want to see the next day expanding, which we have. So due to CPI being today, I waited for CPI to be released. Then the better days was Thursday and Friday. As you can see how Thursday expanded, then Friday came down and also gave a little buy. So the better days to trade are obviously the days after the news event and the days after the high or low of the week has been set. Then we can look for expansion. There was no expansion on Monday or on Tuesday, but we had that on Wednesday and Thursday. So let's head down to gold. Gold was really bullish. So this is the hourly time frame for gold for the week. Let's head down to the daily time frame and see what gold did. Gold went crazy this week. As you can see, this is Monday. Monday actually posted the low of the week for gold. Then Tuesday could not go lower than Monday's low. Wednesday expanded from this fair value gap. Then Thursday expands. Friday, previous May highs was my draw on liquidity. As you can see, we hit that on Friday handsomely. That was lovely to see, I'm not even gonna lie. So for the new week, there's a fair value gap right here. So if gold wants to retrace lower and use this fair value gap to go higher, we'll see. Or we go crazy and take out the all-time high on gold. It's everything happening in the world right now with the wars and all that. So they might pump gold a little hard this new week we're about to, Anyways, that's just that. It's all showing the technicals though. So for the new week, I'll be expecting continuation on gold for the bullish move. So all-time high will be my target. So either we use this fair value gap to go higher, or we leave this fair value gap open. Then we use this May highs as support to go higher, taking out the all-time highs on gold, which is 2,500. That's the price for gold. So let's see what gold did in hourly time frame. Prior to CPI news events, how was Monday and Tuesday? This is Monday. This is the low. It was on Sunday though. We take out NFP week, the previous week high for NFP week. This low, what's the high of this low? This one, right? So from here, we had a turnaround. Monday could not go lower. Tuesday could not go lower. Wednesday, look at the midpoint of the daily fair value gap that gold was moving all up and down around from. So we had a displacement higher, right? Then we have a retracement on Thursday, setting up the move to go here. Previous week high, since NFP previous week low was taken. Now the previous week high will be our target, and this dollar bearish. Wednesday the dollar was bearish, and Thursday the dollar was bearish as well. So that confirms the bullish move on gold. But gold went crazy, and boom, 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 boom. Check out May highs. Had the retracement on Friday. Friday was just chopping around. So that's about that on gold. Let's head down to Bitcoin and see what Bitcoin was. Bitcoin was bearish. As you can see, even though the dollar was bearish on Wednesday and Thursday, but look at Bitcoin. Due to Bitcoin has already taken out its all-time high with May's trading range, because May took out Bitcoin all-time high and May was a new all-time high for Bitcoin. So I was expecting Bitcoin to aggressively take out the all-time high, but with everything going on, Bitcoin said nah, we found resistance at the old all-time high price. That's this high right here. This is the all-time high for Bitcoin that was putting on during January trading range. Then that high was taken out during May. Then had a retracement lower into this weekly fair value gap, also as the daily fair value gap as well. Then we take out this low aggressively. We traded from this fair value gap. Look at how large the candles are. Then we had a small range on Tuesday, and Wednesday we traded lower into this huge fair value gap. So for Bitcoin for the new week, so if we're going to use this candle as an order block to go higher, then take out this equal highs, then we'll see. Then this huge fair value gap right here. Let me take this off. This huge fair value gap here. So this one, I want to see this one be used as support to go higher, if not resistance to go lower, and filling this huge fair value gap here. FVGD. So I think there's pretty not much to say on Bitcoin than this fair value gap will be my watch for the new week. Let's go down to the 1 hour time frame and see what Bitcoin did in individual days. So Monday was a pretty clean day for buys on Bitcoin, hitting the previous all-time high price. Let me take this off. So this is Tuesday. I was expecting a continuation on Tuesday after this retracement coming into this fair value gap from that 4 hour time frame. I was expecting Tuesday to go higher after finding resistance from this all-time high. But look at the way the candles are really displacing higher, like how this one did, taking out the previous week high. You can see the energy we're using taking out the previous week high, then retrace lower, then continuation. The same energy was put in here to break above the previous all-time high. So I was expecting a retracement and a higher price on Bitcoin, but we didn't get that. Bitcoin started consolidating. Then we have CPI on Wednesday, which was bearish on the dollar, but was also bearish on Bitcoin as well. So you can see how Bitcoin is moving on its own, regardless of if the dollar is bullish or bearish in this weekly expansion lower, right, for Bitcoin. As you can see, Thursday, we found support at Tuesday's low and also resistance, and also this fair value gap was turned to resistance right here. Here was support, then here was resistance to go lower. Then we hit this fair value gap right here, taking out this low, then we found support. Close the week on Friday. So that's about that on Bitcoin for the new week. I don't really know if Bitcoin would want to continue higher or want to take out this low and fill in this weekly fair value gap even more, or we'll revisit all these equal highs that has been put in here as the previous week high for Bitcoin. So we'll see. These highs are too clean, so we'll see about that. So thank you for your time. If you were able to stay to the end of the video. How long was this one? 31. Whoa, that was pretty long. So have a great week. Peace.